All right. The topic of this conversation is what?
9/11. Fake or not fake?
All right. So I'll do
Okay.
you bring it up.
You know what?
I'll
I have some ideas.
You know, go on, Amin.
Basically, there's actually some chance that it could actually be staged because one evidence is, so you know all the buildings that collapse, so you know the main two buildings.
Yeah.
There's also a third building that collapsed. I think it was called okay, I forgot what it's called. But basically, nothing hit that thingy, that building, and all of a sudden it just collapsed. Like you know, like construction sites when they you know, when they pull the thing and the building just collapsed straight away.
You mean detonate bomb?
Yeah. That. It was like that. Basically, it looked very detonated instead of, you know, like.
You know, yeah. I'm gonna second that by saying that's bullshit. And I don't think there was a third building at all.
There's a video footage of it.
The twin towers. What was it called?
You know the
central.
You know the twin towers were not the only buildings that got affected by the 9/11 attack. The Pentagon got thingy, of course, crashed into apparently. So another building collapsed, which was the building I was talking about, but I forgot what the building was called. And then there's like the third plane that crashed into nowhere because apparently the passengers retaliated against the hostages, and then the passengers retaliated against the terrorists, and then the terrorists just crashed the planes randomly, killing everybody.
Okay, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay,
but there was a reason I watched the program the other day, and on 9/11 actually, and they talked about how in the reports of the buildings, they didn't actually mention the plane.
What do you mean?
Because when we can, okay, airplanes, what are they made out of?
Aluminium, I think.
They're made out of aluminium. So when the thing crashed and the engine exploded, did whatever,
yeah.
Are you gonna say that there was a fire, right?
Okay.
Can we agree that there was a fire in the building?
Yeah.
So if there was a fire in the building, would that cause the airplane to melt?
The airplane didn't melt though. It's the jet. What's it called? The engine things of the jet. So like the jet fuel.
If there was a fire and the airplane went inside,
yeah,
can we agree that the airplane melted?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, go on.
So if the airplane melted, see, this is what they didn't mention. When aluminium reacts with oxygen and water, it causes an explosion.
Yeah.
And that's only molten aluminium. So if the aluminium was molten and it had reacted with the water that was inside the building, that would have been the cause of the explosion, and that would have been why the building collapsed the way it did.
That's a good theory.
It's not a theory. But yeah, it's actually, sorry. But yeah, that's because in the report, they didn't actually talk about the airplane.
Thing is that
you can't rule it out yet because we still don't know.
Yeah, they don't know.
I mean, I've seen an interesting theory, and I think I got it from a reliable source. Basically, they believe that the the government, didn't actually, basically George Bush didn't actually cause the 9/11 attack, but they insinuated that they could have done it just to give the idea that the US government can do that, to make the government more feared, although they wouldn't actually do it. So it's like more for like publicity shit. So like they were. I have
no idea what you're talking about.
So they were in control of the, like the 9/11's conspiracy websites and shit. Like the government themselves started that rumor, or like try to push that rumor ahead.
All right. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah.
How about this one? Yeah. Oh shit! You know what's it called? This is what my mate goes the other day.
Okay. Because we know that Abdullah's mate is just...
I don't know if it's true or not. So, because you watched a flipping documentary on it. So when the plane melted, right, everything melts, right? Everything it exploded, right? And they found some of the belongings, they were just fine. For example, people's wallets, they were completely fine.
What's your point?
What is your point?
How is that possible?
What do you mean?
Well, how can people's belongings be fine?
You don't know how they were stored and whatnot. You don't know
Exactly.
because
That's just a bit dodgy, innit?
I don't.
What is your point?
First of all, we
I don't
don't
know
even
that
know if
thing.
there were any belongings left behind. To be
But
fair,
I
it's
think
only
that-
coming from the
that
word of.
plane- Doesn't that prove the flipping plane crash? And it wasn't staged. It was staged. I don't know.
All right, I'll say we move on to a new type of conversation because
Yeah, I know.
Abdul's trying to ask.
I know. He's just trying to. He's
'Cause
trying
I'm-
to like try to say something and to look like
Yeah,
he's
he's
part
trying
of
to
the
seem
conversation.
like an intelligent person when
Yeah.
really.
I'm just
Wow.
a faggot because I don't know.
Abdullah, man, stop self-destructing because we freaking call you out.
No,
All
I
right,
genuinely don't.
Okay, new topic then. What were you saying?
Okay.